Well, hello everyone. I'm excited to show this project that I made. So I started out with this embroidery hoop here, and I looked through my box of embellishments. It's my favorite thing to do is alter stuff. So I love when I get to go through this box here and see what kind of little trinkets I have in here. And so I know that I'm going for this living locket, and I know that I want to have a chain hanging from it. So I'm looking for stuff to go inside of it or dangle from it. So I'm just taking you through my thought process and what I was thinking of. So for the top initially, like I said, I wanted to look like a little locket. So I thought that since I had one of those little knobs left, that I would and try to fit that right on top like I did. And then I had a broken necklace, and so I liked that size. So I said I can use my little tools there and cut that off later. So I'm going to put that to the side. And then I'm just going to search through for little things to, like I said, dangle from it. There's a cat if this was for a cat lover. And there's a bow. So I knew I wanted to use the bow. There is a little wishbone here. And then I have a little heart. That didn't go with what I was thinking of, so I kept looking. And there's a flower there. And then there should be a big little crystal piece that I picked up, and that should complete everything that I wanted to go on there. So I picked up this Prima pad that was on clearance, and Shabby is usually not my initial style, but I'm trying to branch out to do other things. So I wanted to play with this shabby chicness of it all. And so I went with the floral. Well, I love hearts, so I initially looked at that and I was like, no, that's too safe. Let's branch out here. And then I settled on this last floral piece here and said, okay. So what I did here was tear out a sheet, and then I picked up my glue gun in a bottle, and then I got it so I can glue down safely and move around if needed. So I like that spot. So now I'm ready to go ahead and cut it out. So I've got this nice pretty thick paper, and I'm just cutting it out. A dry cut, and then I'm going to go around and cut off the edges some more. So then I had that crystal knob that I wanted to put on the top, and I initially tried to use my glue gun in the bottle, but I knew I needed something sturdy, so I ended up pulling out my glue gun and gluing it down with that. So I have that on top, and I started looking at the sides of it, and I was saying that that wooden color, I wanted to go over it. So I was looking at my lace here, and you can still see the color through it. I didn't like the way that looked, so I pulled out my Martha Stewart pearl paint and went over it. That way you get a pearlized look that'll come out from the lace. So I just put an initial coat of that over it. And I went around the whole thing with that. Then I took this Vicky Bouton glaze, this iridescent glaze, and it's really thick. So I opened it, of course, and put my thumb right through it, just like I would do. So I just worked my thumb, and I just wanted to give it a little sheen off of the little flowers. So it has just a little, if you turn it just so it has a little glaze to it, and that's all that I wanted it to do. So I just put it on top of the flowers. And then once I put the glaze on it, it started to buckle a little bit, just a little bit, because it was pretty sturdy. It's some thick paper. So I just wanted to back it a little bit better. So I took my old Cricut expression and then just did a plain 5 1/4 circle with I think it's Planting Scrapbook for any oldies out there. All I have to do is just put that cartridge in and cut it out. So it was really simple. I'm still trying to learn the technology and then the new machines, so that's something that's easy for me to do. So then I wanted a little phrase in the middle. So I stuck the sticker on top. Then I wanted to get the Locket part of it down. So I wanted to put something in there that'll shake, like a little shaker inside. So I have some buttons here that I cut off the pieces in the back with scissors, because I'm not sewing it into anything. So that way it'll lay a little flatter in there. So I cut off those pieces, put a little couple of pearls in there. Then I had some flat back pieces that I put in, and then also some rhinestones I'm gonna fit in there. And then once I get all those pieces together, I like the way that it all looks. And then I was happy how everything shook around. And so I'm ready for my piece on top. Now I don't have any Dorlar or something to go on top, so I used my little stamp cases, and I just used my glue gun and cut out one of those and glued around. And I should have done one side, and I just slapped it on there. So I should have pulled it a little bit tighter, but there wasn't too much buckling. But I would just put on one side and then slowly bring it down to the other side. but I think this is better because it's a little thicker, and so I know that it's not going anywhere. And once I got that slapped on, then I was ready for my lace. And so I did the same thing there that I was saying. I just did a little at a time and then just worked my way around with the lace and pearl trim here. I just initially put some on, worked it myself around, and put some more glue down, and then work the lace around. And next, I was ready for the ribbon. But before I tied my ribbon on, I wanted to work with the little dangling piece. So I cut off a piece of that broken necklace because I like the size of that chain. And so I took a little jump ring and I made a little ring together so I could fold that around the top. And then I took those pieces and then just strung them down the bottom of it. And that way I had a nice little dangle. And I was working that side, and then I had my words, my little verse there, so I flipped it to the other side. And then once I got it on that side, I was ready for my ribbon, so I tied my ribbon on top. And then I cut off the excess, and then I added a little pearl on top. And the little pearl and rhinestone piece, I just took my little glue gun and dotted that and added that on top, and then this piece was ready to go. Now all I have to do is just give this, and it can hang from the ribbon, the back piece that's wrapped around. And I love this little shabby chicness of this living locket. I hope you do too. Thanks for watching, and see you later, Crafty Nistas.